Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe with Joe and Joe podcast. I'm your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Joe.
Joe, really didn't think we were going to get here with this episode. I really thought my other point in this episode was going to be the end. I'm like, wait a minute, we're already saying this? I'm like, does that mean we're going to get to it? We did. And Joe, I've never yelled so much while watching an episode. Oh my god, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. Not as much as last week. Kind of lost my mind a bit back there.
Still a lot.
Still quite a bit. I will indeed confer. But yeah, so episode 9, 1,000 Year Blood War. Here we go, baby. So remember how I said last time that Unohana was gonna get she was getting a lot of focus? Yeah, she gets more in this one.
Tell me about the big mommy Unohana. Tell me all about her.
Oh, I don't like when you call her Big Mommy Unohana. That makes me feel weird, Joe. But yeah, so I don't want to get into her right away. I do want to kind of go chronologically through this, although we do get into her pretty quickly. So, first things first, Shunsui. Captain Shunsui is now head Captain Shunsui, baby. And that is...
Talk about that tension in that opening scene. I literally, when they cut to the opening song, I was like, damn, they did not just do that. Holy fuck, that was intense.
Mm-hmm. And his lieutenant, what's her name? It's like Issei or something, or Lisa.
Oh, Issei is Unohana's.
The gray-haired.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. The one who gets absolutely fucking rocked in the Soul Society arc, like the Save Rukia arc by Ichigo, who just like punches her in her tummy real quick, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I couldn't do anything." Fuck, do you remember when he fucks up with Suifon's lieutenant, and he just punches through his fucking mace and just lays him out like immediately? Fuck, that was so cool. Anyway, Shunsui is now head captain, which in my head that makes the most sense. Like I was just thinking about it, I'm like, all right, who the hell do we got? We have the really long white-haired guy, Rukia's captain. I don't remember what his name is. Who is sick all the time, but he's also really cool. He seems pretty old. He's friends with Shunsui, so he might be a good one as well. And then I go through the rest of the list, and I'm like, then you have Unohana. I don't know about her. That was before this. And then you have Kenpachi, and then you have Byakuya, and then you have Toshiro, and so on and so on. And I was like, you know what? Shunsui being the new head captain seems to make the most sense, and also seems to be a very cool way to bring his character, because I don't know what it is. There's just something that I really love about the character development, going from like the more carefree kind of like, yeah, I can kind of do whatever I want sort of a thing. I'm also very laid back. I do all this sort of shit. And then all of a sudden it's like you're now thrust into a position of immense power and responsibility, and he's just like, god damn it, I really didn't want to do this, but I am the best one for this, aren't I? Well,
and and he does not fuck around either, does he?
Immediately he goes to the fucking, is that the 40 people that Aizen killed?
It's like this secret society something shit.
Yeah, it's the Soul Society Illuminati. And so he just goes in there and he's like, hey, so cool, I'm gonna appoint 2 lieutenants, and they're like, that's preposterous, I can't fucking and he's just like, yeah, okay, but anyway, you said that we could do that, so we are.
It was sweet. It was cute, because he's like, he didn't want to part with his lieutenant that much. He's like, we're gonna have 2.
We're gonna have 2 lieutenants. I think it's also to help him out with some of the work, because he probably doesn't want to do some of the work, but also it is sweet. And then immediately he's just like, oh, and also I'm gonna teach Kenpachi Zenjutsu. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye. And everyone's just like, whoa, hey, no, hold the phone. Hey, no, we told Yamamoto stop fucking teaching him Keto. Like you can't teach this man anything, because he will become too powerful. And Shunsui is just like, yeah, but we got our asses. Did you not see what just happened in the previous 8 episodes? And they all looked at him like he was a fucking madman. And then he turned directly to camera and he was like, that's right, I know what the fuck I'm in, you fucking weebs. And then I was sitting in my chair, Joe, and I was like, oh, Jesus, what the fuck is happening? And then he reached down, he kissed me. And I don't know how I feel anymore.
He'd have he's got a good scruffy face. It'd probably be a good kiss.
That an interesting way to think about it. Maybe, if you're into that. maybe I'm into it after he kissed me through the screen, Joe. I don't know about this anymore. We have to talk to the gays about this. Anyway, he's also just like, yeah, so we're gonna teach him Zanjutsu, which I don't know if I'm an idiot. Am I supposed to know what Zanjutsu is at this point?
No, not at all.
Cool. So then he's just like, oh, also you can come in now. And then Unohana walks on in, and he's just like, so I'm gonna have Unohana teach him, or should I call you the first Kimpachi Unohana
Bro.
Yachiru? And I was just sitting here, and I was like, what the fuck?
The fucking hype, bro. Oh my god, dude, this is okay. There's a lot of good stuff in this show. There is so much good stuff in the 1,000-Year Blood War, and it's crazy. Like, I bet I can imagine your perspective, like all the stuff that we've gotten. I bet you were expecting that much in the full season, but we got that in 8 episodes. It is so out of left field, but like done so well. So yeah, she is. Cause I wanted your reaction because I know you love Kenpachi, so I'm like, oh fuck, how's he gonna feel about Unohana? Like, oh man, I want to know. How you feeling?
I'm just loving it because again, the adaptation is fucking incredible. I am a little bit like I'm not confused. It's just I'm clearly missing pieces, and I want the pieces of information, Joe. Because it was known to us that Kenpachi isn't it's not like a traditional last name. It's like a title that like someone holds or whatever the fuck. Is it just a title that like the captain of that specific squad has, or is it something more than that? I can't remember.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay. This is the stuff that I enjoy a whole lot because not only is it finally we're starting to see development of characters that have been around for forever, but it's doing the same thing where it's just like it's doing the same thing as in like episode 6 where it was implying a history between like Yamamoto and Yuhaba, and this one is doing something similar, not exactly the same, where it's not like so much there's implied history there, obviously, with Shunsui just being like the first Kenpachi, and then he says a whole different fucking name, and you're just like, oh, and then we come to learn who she actually was in the past, or at least a little bit of who she actually was in the past. She was one of the first members, the Gotai 13. Makes sense. We saw her in the fucking big old image that we got. And she was a fucking criminal. And I was like, this woman was a criminal? What? But we, a little bit later on, we see, yeah, she's a bit of a fucking badass. So, that's very cool. But so Shunsui is just like, all right, so no one else can tell me what the fuck to do. Unohana? Yachiro, you're gonna go into the fucking depths of the Soul Society of the Serete, and you're gonna teach Kenpachi, or Zaraki, I should say, because they're both Kenpachi. Haha. Gonna teach him this Zanjutsu thing, and I'm just like, what the fuck is Zanjutsu? But we can't talk about that just now, Joe. We have to fucking gotta cut away. We have to cut away because now we're back up in the Soul Palace. The Hot Spring Demon is just like, all right, Ichigo, punch you, you're fine. Renji, punch you, yeah, you're fine. All right, time for you guys to go up. And they have a little moment when they just show how badass Ichigo is because they're just like, oh, the springs were like burning my helpers. And then the guy is just like, yeah, and he also reflexively punched my fist. And I'm like, the fastest man in the fucking Soul Society or whatever. And I'm just like, I just love it. It's very simple, Joe. I just love the power fantasy of Ichigo. Just the more powerful, the better. Thank you very much. That's all I need. So they
just give him. They respect him, man. They give him respect, which is great.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, he's just powerful and nobody cares. Like people are like, oh fuck, that man tough.
Yeah. They recognize it, and he even goes so far as to say, so this is why, like, I see why the Soul King is so interested in you, Ichigo. And I'm just like, ooh, Soul King is interested in him, which we obviously knew, but I'm just like, yeah, this makes sense. He was also responsible for like saving the Soul Society from one of your greatest villains in its history. So there's also that. But so Ichigo and Renji fly away with more Cone, unfortunately. But again, he speaks like 2 words, and that's fucking it. So it's fine. It's okay. They get on to the next palace, which is the place where they meet And again, I don't know her actual name. I just know her title card, the Grain King. And I was like, that's the Grain King? And it's like, yep, it's the Grain King. And I'm like, but tits.
Rangiku just got beat.
Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, probably trying to think and compare. Well, I'm getting to it. So they have a heart-to-heart where Ichigo's just like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why he's got that voice now. He's just like, I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just eating a bunch of shit. And she's like, we're gaining strength again. And Ichigo's like, oh, right, okay, never mind. Anyway, so chubby pink-haired woman comes back out after she's made dessert, and all of a sudden she's fucking bodacious and curvy and sexy woman. And they're just, I fucking love how many cutaways they do to them, where it's just like they're staring at her and she's just talking and then staring and then talking and then staring and then talking. And they're just like, who the fuck are you? And she's just like, oh yeah, I'm fucking Fat Gun from My Hero Academia. I utilized all my power to make you guys the food. And I'm just like, gross. That, what? And then we find out what that means later on. But in the moment, I was very much like, what are the implications? What? Anyway, so also she holds a giant fucking spoon. I'm assuming that's her Zanpakuto in some form. That or she just has a big old fucking spoon because she feeds people. I don't know. Anyway, so she seems pretty cool. And I'm not just saying that because of Tits Joe. And that is Cup of Joe guarantee.
Like a lie to me.
Yep. Anyway, so she's just like, all right, so also, I am the creator of the fucking soul pellet technology. Everyone in Squad Zero has irrevocably changed the soul society in some way, shape, or form. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, creating the soul pellet technology. That's insane. And then she's like, so now you're going to meet the next guy. Yeah, he created Zanpakutos. And immediately, I was just like, what? So you guys are on the same level?
Fuck. Yeah.
I feel like the creation of the Zanpakuto is a bit higher in the hierarchical structure of radically changing the soul society. But hey, I'm not here to judge. Whatever. She's probably only there because of tits. But anyway, I didn't say anything. So Ichigo and Range get fucking blasted off to there. And then we finally get the confrontation, or the training, or the battle, whatever the fuck you want to call it, between Zaraki and Unohana. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And then we get the fucking manga panel that I never stop fucking seeing of Unohana.
Oh, Joe, I want you to describe what emotion that evoked in you.
What the emotion that it evoked in me? I was, you know,
I know what I'm gonna say.
Well, here's so okay. I mean, you and I are avid. We've traveled. We're boys of the world. You know, we've been around a little bit. So imagine, if you will, we've traveled distant country. I don't know. Let's say like New Zealand or something. Someplace we've been. Go to New Zealand. You climb a big fucking mountain and you peer over the edge and you realize, oh shit, this is like beautiful. But also, like, if I lose my footing or if like a gust of wind comes, it'll just I fall to my death. I fall and it's pretty for a second and then I am gone. When Unohana turned around and gave me that look, there was confusion, Joe, because part of me was like, run away, get the hide under a rock, go anywhere. And the other part of me was like, but what if I stay? And I was just like, big confusion. I don't know what to do.
I describe it as the scary boner.
Yes, exactly. That's precisely what I was leaning towards.
Had a big scary boner when I saw that. I literally was like, wow, they did that so much justice. It looked gorgeous.
I mean, it's pretty much the exact panel from what I've seen. It's just in the show now. And the lighting, the color, again, the fucking detail of this, where it's like, it's so dark, and like when they clash, all you get, it's like, it's not quite white and black. It's like got like a slight gold tinge to it. Very cool. Love the aesthetic. I also love the attention to detail, where it's like, as far as I've ever known Unohana, her hairstyle has been, she's got really long hair, but it comes around her head and it goes into the braid that's like under her chin into her clothing. And I'm just like, that's the way she's always looked. Very like proper, very like put together. In this, you don't see that because she's undone the hair. So now she fights and it's fucking wild. And I just now realized, holy shit, the braid's been covering up the fucking scar that Zaraki gave her all those years ago. And I'm just like, oh my god. Because it gets revealed that she has a scar from him, and his scar in his eye is from her, apparently. And I'm just like, fuck, that's crazy. And the fight that ensues from them, it's not like immensely incredible. It's not like visually striking in like any way like the Yamamoto and Yuhaba fight is, or even like to a lesser extent, the Ichigo and Yuhaba fight is. But this one, it's like, there's a mystery to this, and a history. There's a mystery and a history, Joe. And it's, you can feel it. It's fucking palpable, baby. And I'm very much like, okay, I am here for this, and I am very excited to see where this goes. Especially because she stabs him through the neck. And she pulls it out, or not pulls it out, but all of a sudden Zaraki's just like, what? I'm back. Well, I don't have time to think about that. I'm just going to keep on fighting you. Classic Zaraki. Ha ha ha, classic Zaraki. But I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I am here for it.
One thing I will say, the scene with Asane seeing the note, and then the little girl seeing the eye patch and her going, "Oh, Kenny," I died. I was like, no, this can't be fucking happening. And Shinsui's doing like the kind of like voiceover of like, you doing this, only one of you is going to survive. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, this is so intense.
Like, intensity is the word of the fucking day when it comes to those two, because, oh my god, her face, Kenpachi's face, Zaraki's face, fuck! This is gonna be like a whole nother John Jean bit all over again, Joe. I'm gonna have to call him his full fucking name. Anyway, palpable, the intensity between those two. And so, that's where we leave it off. Them fighting, everyone's just kind of like, ooh. Ichigo's gone off with Renji and Kon, presumably, to see the guy who created the Zanpakuto, and I have a pretty good idea where that might lead. But I will not say for right now, just in case anyone else has no fucking clue. But adaptation, still great. The details, amazing. The influx of history being interwoven with the characters and the Soul Society, great. I love it. It's just all around still fucking solid. But yeah, so that has been Just Two Joes talking to all you bitches. And I don't know if I'm going to keep that in. I might cut that. Who knows? We'll see. No, I'll keep it in. I'm not a fucking coward. Anyway, as always, we'll love you, we'll leave you, and goodbye.